Looking at the information and trailers we got in 2019 compared to the trailer we got in 2020 and the new updates we've had in 2021 January, we can see a lot of graphic improvements. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the old to the new, looking at what's changed, looking at what improvements have been made and how the game has progressed. This will also give us some insight to the significant changes they have made since the game was delayed. Hey, what is up everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. If you're going to enjoy, be sure to leave a like rating as it helps support myself, the channel and the video, and if you're interested, hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on to stay up to date. Below in the description is a link to my Discord server if you want to join the community and talk to myself and others, or if you want to simply follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you can do so. Either way, let's jump in to the graphic improvements for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So the first comparison I want to look at is, of course, the Princess Leia and R2-D2. So the obvious change that you can see between the two images is the fact that Princess Leia now has a hood on. It's not a massive or drastic change, it's just simply different, so there's not too much to talk about that, but it's interesting for sure. So the main part I want to focus on with these two images is the fact that the newer one has a lot better graphics. If we're looking at things such as the shadows, we're looking at the attention to detail and how much smoother and professional it looks. Being completely honest, I feel it looks 100% better. The lighting is better, the attention to detail, the fact that it just looks a lot smoother and nicer, it overall just looks better. Just as an example, you can see on R2-D2's leg that the sides are more sharpened up, you can see at the bottom there's a shadow now, and it just looks a lot better than it used to be. It's also very clear that the background has changed, as we can see there is a lot more red smoke in the newer version compared to the previous, and again it just goes back to the shadows. As I've been saying throughout this video, they've improved that a lot. However, I have stumbled over a small issue that I'm not too fond of and hopefully will be fixed in the game. If you look over to the right hand side of the image, you can see that there's a control panel that had a lot more detail on the previous version compared to the most recent. I'm not sure why there is a decrease in detail on this section, but hopefully it will be re-added and all good for the game. Another point to make is that with the new image, you can see the red smoke reflection on the sides of the panels that you can see on the left and right hand side, whereas in the original you couldn't. So as I say, there's a lot more detail, they've really polished it up, and it's looking very, very nice. This just shows that from 2019 to 2020 and now to 2021, there's been a lot of improvements with the graphics, and the game is going to be amazing when it finally releases. So when there are delays, don't give TT Games and the developers so much shtick, because they don't deserve it. They are working very hard on this game to make it look as best as possible. Another example is when there is clips from the Falcon when you can see them in the gameplay trailer compared to the original trailer that came out in 2019. So let's have a look at the difference. In the 2019 trailer, you can see that it does look amazing still, but when we compare it to the current one, which came out in 2020, August 27th, if I'm thinking correctly, it looks a lot better. Just looking at the structure of the ship, looking how it's more sharpened up and looking a lot more professional, looking outside into the space where you can see all the lights, the light speed lights, and everything looking a lot better than it did. And again, with the shadows in around the image, we can see in the original one that the shadows were very, very dark. You can't see the control panel that well in the Falcon, whereas when we go to the new one, you can see it very clearly and there's a lot more detail. This has been discussed previously, so I don't want to bang on about this one too much, so we're just going to move on to the next one. So this next piece I'm going to show comes from the recent clips we got in 2021, where we can see Rey standing on the side on the island where she is training with Luke. The part in which I want to point out here is how good the ocean looks with the reflections, the shadows, and how much better it looks. So here is a screenshot of an image that we got throughout the gameplay trailer where you can see a similar sort of scene with the ocean behind, and you can see the difference that is made in the current clip we got the other week. The ocean that we can see in the gameplay trailer is very bland and not too much detail, whereas looking at the recent clip, you can see it's been improved massively. One of the last images I want to look at is with Luke Skywalker. In this image we can see from one of the previous trailers from 2019 where he is fighting Darth Vader on Cloud City. What I want you to focus on in this next image is his hair placement and how much nicer it looks and smoothed out it is. In a 2019 clip, we can see that it's very sharp and very edged, and it doesn't look too smooth, whereas looking at the recent image that we got last week, it looks a lot more smoothed out, and it looks a lot better than it did. This may be very picky, and I'm picking up on small parts throughout this video, but it's just showing the vast improvements that they're making throughout this game as they slowly develop it into the spring 2021 release. Another point to make across all of these are the reflections, and we can see that in this Luke Skywalker image as well. When looking at the 2019 one, there are no reflections on his face. When we go to the new one, there are reflections, and you can see the lighting a lot better. It just stands out a lot more, and it looks so awesome. I can't wait to see the final developed piece when it releases, and I'm sure everything about it is going to look pristine. Overall, the reason I wanted to do this video is to show you guys the improvements that they have been making. There's loads of stuff to come to this game still. They are still building the game and developing the game, and we just got to give them time until spring 2021. And if the game does get delayed again, if that is the unfortunate truth, then we will have to wait even longer. But overall, guys, they are making a lot of cool and significant changes to the game. The graphics are improving. I'm sure the gameplay is going to be improved as well, and I'm sure everything is going to work fantastically when it drops. So just to round this up before the video ends, don't be giving TT Games or any of the developers any stick. They've got a lot on their plate at the minute, and so does everyone in the world. We're currently in lockdown in the UK, which is where a lot of developers are, so give them time. They're all going to be working from home, which means that productivity is going to be slower, so we got to bear with them. It's not their fault, it's no one's fault, but please, for love of God, give them time. They are making amazing improvements. They're doing all they can to put the user first, so the user experience is best when the game finally arrives. So please just appreciate the work they're putting into this game so we can enjoy it when it finally comes. Overall, guys, that is the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like rating. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe if you're new and turn that notification bell on to stay up to date with everything to do with LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga and everything LEGO gaming. I thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to stay safe, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.